What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to the first video from this week's CWL matchup against North Remembers. Some brilliant attacks by both clans, Elite Gaming coming out on top for this war. As ever, all of the information, if you are interested in joining Elite Gaming, will be in the description of this video. But today we're going to focus on our Town Hall 10 3-star attacks versus those Town Hall 10 bases, and in particular the Lavaloon strategy. So for this first attack, coming in from the west side, we're just going to start creating the funnel, taking out some of these buildings with a couple of our troops. So the wizards are great, as with the bowler, who can get that second bounce trying to get the extra building. And you can see how 3 of the air defense are pushed across to the northeast side of the base, coming in for that other air defense down at the south with a couple of balloons and a haste spell to get that out of the way. Once that's down, check out the amazing value they get. Just sneaking a balloon into that mortar, also get that cannon and the balloons over to the west side, are able to take that cannon down as well. So brilliant value from the balloons. We're then coming in from the top of the base, Queen coming in at the north, and she's going to take out these trash buildings. We've already created the funnel with the bowler and wizards for the heroes to move south towards the base, and more particularly in towards them air defense. Now, just to let you know, in terms of the Town Hall 9 content I'm going to bring from this war, I'll also focus on the Lavaloon strategy, but at Town Hall 9, along with a few other attacks there as well. So as the heroes move in, we've already taken out 2 of the air defense, managed to lure the CC there with the Queen. Unfortunately, is the Lava Hound not going to matter because the Queen has already done her job. Just then pushing the Lavaloon portion in from that side. The Archer over on the west is going to pull the Lava Hound out the way, and brilliant use of the balloons over to the west there as well to sneak in and get that Inferno Tower down. That would have meant the Lavaloon portion and our main bulk of balloons would be sitting there at the back end. So brilliant to get that Inferno Tower down. Then haste spells and rage spells push the balloons forward over the top of all of them defenses in the center of the base. A heal spell as well there. Look at how many balloons are left over, and we don't have far to go for cleanup. Just these few buildings at the bottom. Managed to hold on to 2 balloons there to sneak in, take out them storages from separate angles. Always great to do if you can hold on to a few balloons, just because when they clump together, you lose some of the value in terms of the high damage that the balloons do. So brilliant attack there, taking the 3-star, moving across and moving just down a couple of bases. We then had another Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 10 triple with the Lavaloon strategy again. This time 27 balloons in the army composition, 7 haste spells as well. So really trying to maximize the speed increase for the balloons as they're being tanked for by the Lava Hounds. Starting out then, we're bringing the king in from the south, along with a baby dragon, to start working the funnel. Now that first haste spell and balloons, you might not realise what he's doing here, but what he's doing is taking out them defences so that he can then tank with a couple of giants for his queen as she comes forward, just to get her into this area where it's quite thick of defences. You have the Teslas, the Archer towers, even the Wizard towers to do splash damage on them extra troops that we spawn, but we really want that Inferno Tower, and the giants work out perfectly here because the Queen starts getting hung up on a few of these buildings. She just about takes it down, uses the ability and clutches the Inferno Tower, so them giants were extra important for that area. I absolutely loved the test giant as well, just to spring him off in the air, get rid of that spring trap and mean that the other 2 could survive. We then have a couple of haste spells in first, just to get this area down nice and quickly with the balloons and bring them forward towards that air defense. The Lava Hound obviously coming forward to set off the air mines. The rage spell is used to try and push the balloons forward as they're getting pushed back by that air sweeper, get them over this thick area of defenses, and then the next target is that Inferno Tower. So a couple more balloons coming in from the north along with that haste spell pushes them straight to that Inferno Tower, which we've frozen. Managed to get the Wizard Tower there as well, so brilliant play. Even got the poison spell in to take down them air skeletons. Often worthwhile noting if there has been any scouts on the base, whether sure them air skeletons pop, because they can crush your balloons, especially if you're relying on them for cleanup. On this one, another haste spell used to push the balloons forward, really trying to get to that air defense and that air sweeper, which keeps pushing the balloons back, but they do manage to get through that area, take that down. Really, if he had the room, the cannon and the archer tower on the very east of the base there could have done with a haste spell and a couple of balloons to get them defenses down and mean that the balloons wouldn't have to go over there to backtrack towards the air defense and the air sweeper. Kind of like what I was talking about in my previous video about a star within the base, trying to take out them points of the star so that the balloons and your main clump of them can focus on the center of the base and their main defenses. Brilliant 3-star though, didn't matter. Let's move on to the final Town Hall 10 3-star. Lavaloon again, that is the focus of this video. We did have a 97% Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 10. Again with the Lavaloon, we'll show you that in a second. But on to this one, again, check out the customization in the army compositions. It really is customizing the attack to the base so that you can set out them objectives, really working out exactly what you're going to do. You'll see a jump spell in this one to come with a bit of a deeper kill squad, so really coming towards that Inferno Tower, just starting out with the Queen to snipe off some of these buildings. The minions are going to take out the ones in the south just to make sure that she focuses forward, and then once she takes out this gold mine, it's like a beeline onto that air defense, takes it down, uses the ability to get these extra couple of buildings, managed to get 2 wizard towers there and the archer tower, so brilliant value. In comes the jump spell, and check that out, the king is going to run straight forward, and again like a beeline, perfectly into that Inferno Tower compartment. Notice how the jump spell placed brilliantly, not to give him access to the elixir storage, because he would have been attracted to that instead of the Inferno Tower. The Lavaloon portion then comes in from the east, and it's really pushing the balloons forward, being very patient with the deployment here. Once that first air defense goes down and the lava hounds move across to the next one, we can then bring the balloons in once they have coverage, because since the air defense are quite far apart, it's really waiting until the lava hounds come across. You try and do that anyway, but on this one it's extra careful because them defenses would be straight onto balloons. They have no coverage. Then a couple of balloons, there we are, in from the east to take out them defenses, and it means the balloons move straight forward to the Inferno Tower instead of being sidetracked across to the side of the base and then having to come back across to the Inferno Tower. So that's what we were talking about in the last raid in terms of taking out them defenses on the perimeter so that your main group of balloons are focused on them main defenses in the middle. At this point, a few minions scattered around the base to help with cleanup. Check out the archer, which pulls the lava hound across to the side of the base. That aims to keep it away from the cleanup troops so that they don't get locked onto it. You'll see a couple of lava pups there and one minion do actually get attracted, but it's not going to matter. Even swagged a haste spell, so brilliant attack to wrap up that Town Hall 10 triple. Onto the final attack of this video. 97% just falls short on the cleanup phase, but definitely worth a watch. Brilliant attack. So starting out again, the air defense are right on the side of the base to try and defend against Lavaloon, but we're going to try and flip that on its head and use it to our advantage. So a haste spell along with a couple of balloons take out the air defense at the very north, and then you can see we're bringing a couple of troops in to create the funnel along with the heroes to focus on the air defense at the very west. From there, we only have the 2 air defense at the opposite side of the base to pin our lava hounds onto, so they're not going to be tanking for the balloons if we were to move straight into the base from the side we're attacking from right now. So the Lavaloon portion is going to have to come in from that side with the air defense. You will see the 2 Inferno Towers though, which would be tricky. So we're going to make a push and take out that first one. And now that the Queen has taken out a couple of the defenses in that area, it means we can control the pathing of the balloons. So the Archer Tower right in front of the Inferno Tower is great to pin a couple of balloons onto, and they'll move straight forward and take that Inferno Tower down. We do have an archer over by the builder's hut to take the enemy CC Lava Hound out of the way, but here come them balloons along with a haste spell, and then they push forward, take that Inferno Tower down, and from there we can bring the Lavaloon portion in right across this southeast side, really just spreading the balloons right out so that they move in a linear fashion across the base. We only really need to worry about that Inferno Tower. Now as they move forward, since we deployed the balloons in a line, we know they're going to move forward through all of them defenses, and we brought the Archer Queen in and took out that entire area to the west, so we know the balloons are also going to be funneled straight up towards that Inferno Tower. A rage spell is used to push them to that area, froze the Inferno Tower, and then a heal spell right as they come out the other side, with a haste spell to push them over this area of defences. A lot of balloons left over. If we had have been able to save one or two, as in them previous attacks, we might have been able to sneak them in across next to where the town hall is to get really big amounts of damage onto them storages, the high HP storages, because it's going to take the minions a lot of time to get through. And as you can see, although the balloons have somewhat split up, they tend to stay in a group and you lose that damage. They have so much damage that a single balloon would be able to take out a builder's hut, gold mine, etc. But instead we have about 10 balloons in that area. If we could spread them out, it would maximize efficiency. Nonetheless, a brilliant attack there. So that wraps it up for this Town Hall 10 Lavaloon video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been your host, Judo Sloth. Make sure to subscribe for more Clash of Clans, and until next time, peace out, guys.
Stay tuned for more Clash of Clans.